Okay, let's get right to it. Not often that I produce videos on the weekend, so if I am, that means that there's something interesting going on in our atmosphere over Minnesota and Wisconsin, basically the whole upper Midwest. And we're going to get right into it. But before I do, I just want to let you know that our good friends at the House of Insurance Agency is sponsoring this weather video. And I really appreciate that they are believing in Novak Weather and sponsoring this video. They're located out of La Center and Montgomery, Minnesota. So they're located in southern Minnesota, but they take care of a large chunk of the region. We're talking Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, you name it, here in the upper Midwest. If you're looking for insurance needs, I really encourage you to get a hold of my good friends there at the House of Insurance Agency. They're family owned. They're an independent agency. Again, they believe in Novak Weather. I believe in them. I mean, you know what? They love the weather, and severe weather season may be on our doorstep here. So that's something to think about as we look at insurance needs. So again, thank you very much. Thank you very much, House of Insurance Agency, for sponsoring Novak Weather. Okay, let's get right to it. Visible satellite loop. This is really kind of cool. You can clearly see a pinwheeling in the cloud cover over North Dakota. Okay, this pinwheeling low pressure system is heading directly east and southeast along the I-94 corridor as it surges into Minnesota later on this afternoon. And it's riding right along a warm front, which is located right about here right now. And south of that front, you can see that skies are clearing over southern Minnesota. In fact, much of southern Minnesota right now is receiving some warm air. Temperatures are starting to rise in the lower layers of the atmosphere over southern Minnesota. So we're talking about temperatures now well into the 60s along the I-90 corridor. In fact, that air is extending even north towards the Twin Cities metro. We'll see if it makes it into portions of the metro. Not sure yet. Meanwhile, over northern Minnesota and into eastern North Dakota, much of North Dakota, just a miserable day up there. It's cloudy, it's cold, there's rain, there's even some snow. I posted a picture about what was going on up in Lake Itasca. Lake Itasca is located right about here, just east of the Fargo-Moorhead Metro, in between Fargo and Bemidji. It's snowing there, and the snow is accumulating there in western and central Minnesota. In fact, as we zoom in, take a look at this. Temperatures in the 30s in the Grand Forks, East Grand Forks, Fargo-Moorhead, Bemidji areas, even extending southeast to Brainerd. Meanwhile, temperatures are in the 60s. We're zooming in a little bit further here. Temperatures are in the 60s along the I-90 corridor in southern Minnesota, and they're rising. So we're talking about a 30-degree difference already in temperatures from north to south across central and southern Minnesota, and some areas in southern Minnesota may approach 70 degrees today. Okay, meanwhile, again, temperatures will be stuck in the 30s across central Minnesota. So there is that front. You can clearly see it from a temperature standpoint, located right here. And here's where the Twin Cities metro is located. So Rochester, Mankato, Albert Lea, a pretty nice day actually for early May, and just a crummy day across central and northern Minnesota where it's raining and it's snowing. And that's going to be the trend for the rest of this afternoon. In fact, look at the temperatures expected at around, well, this is around 3 or 4 o'clock this afternoon. We're talking about temperatures well into the 60s. Again, mid to upper 60s in the Mankato, Owatonna, maybe even into Dakota County in the southern Twin Cities metro, Rochester, with temperatures then stuck in the lower 40s as you head from St. Cloud on north. So that strong warm front located straddling right across the Twin Cities metro is going to create a 30 to 40 degree temperature gradient later this afternoon. But no doubt everybody's going to be experiencing some colder weather as we get into the evening hours. Future radar from the NamNest computer model guidance shows that strip of snow. It's not very wide, about 50 miles wide at best, but still a strip of snow extending from the Red River Valley of North Dakota and Minnesota on east and southeast into northeastern or northwestern Wisconsin. These areas could easily pick up a coating to an inch to maybe even some rogue locations getting a couple inches of snow out of this when it's all said and done. And the real strange thing is that although it's in the 60s to near 70 degrees today across the I-90 corridor in the southern third of Minnesota, there's likely going to be some snowflakes mixing in with the rain showers and sprinkles as we get into late tonight. So by about midnight tonight, it'll be a drastically different environment across southern Minnesota as temperatures crash a good 30 degrees within just a few hours across southern Minnesota as we get into the evening and overnight hours. And then we finally get a break from the storm system tomorrow, as it is cold, but it should be dry, and it's certainly going to be brisk tomorrow, actually leading to what I would consider kind of a crummy day for Mother's Day. By the way, I want to wish all mothers out there a happy Mother's Day, including my mom, who's up in northwestern Minnesota. Okay, those of you that are looking for warmer weather, hang in there. It's not coming here in the next 3 to 5 days. In fact, as we look at the jet stream structure, the river of air at 30,000 feet, you can see our winds are still coming out of the northwest, out of Canada, as we go into Tuesday of next week. So still cold, unseasonably cold for this time of the year for the early parts of next week, but we turn the corner by about Wednesday or Thursday of next week. And in fact, Friday and Saturday of next week, our winds come out of the Rocky Mountains in the Pacific Northwest. That's a much warmer trajectory of jet stream winds for us. So we will turn the corner by about Thursday of next week. And by then, our temperatures will be probably near or above average, not only the latter portions of next week, but as we head into next weekend. And then the week leading up to Memorial Day weekend, likely going to be warm. And this is actually pretty interesting. It's a long ways out, but this is the jet stream weather pattern for the Wednesday and Thursday of before Memorial weekend. This is a stormy weather pattern and warm weather pattern for the upper Midwest, okay? Again, for geographic references, here's Minnesota and Wisconsin right in this area, in the Twin Cities metro. We are on the southern side of a fairly strong jet stream as we get into just before Memorial Day weekend. That means not only temperatures in the 70s and 80s probably, but also the potential for severe weather. That's the reason why I mentioned to you House of Insurance Agency, because they deal with insurance needs for those of you that experience severe weather. So again, quite a bit of a change in the weather pattern, not only today, but then as we go into the second half of May. All right, thank you, House of Insurance Agency, for sponsoring this video. I hope everybody has a great weekend and a happy Mother's Day tomorrow. Take care.